everybody. So the deal has happened. T-Mobile and Sprint are merging together, and to my surprise, I initially thought that the deal was going to be how they initially named it before, where they would unify, but they would unify as two companies. In this instance, it's actually announced that they're going to merge the companies together under a new name, and drum roll, that new name is T-Mobile. Yeah, it's not very different, but it's better than T-Sprint or having Sprint with the T-Mobile T at the end of it. So let's get some of the questions out the way that people are wondering about, because I mean today the calls were flooding in from Sprint customers and they all wanted to know, but it can't be talked about yet. So what do we know about this deal so far? Well, initially with this deal, it's not Sprint buying T-Mobile, and they're saying it's not T-Mobile buying Sprint, but in a way it kind of is, because T-Mobile is the majority stockholder in all this, so they're going to have more of the hold of the reins. But it's unifying two companies, and one of the biggest key things to it is it's the race for 5G. We are currently behind. When it comes to China, we are currently behind building out our 5G network. And so with T-Mobile's 600 megahertz signal and Sprint's 2.5 gigahertz signal combined together will help to speed up the growth of 5G across the United States. So there's a lot of benefits with this deal happening, and besides the fact that people are worried that prices and price plans are going to go extremely high because it's only going to be 3 different carriers you can go to, just remember that John Legere is going to head up this whole new company. So he is officially the CEO of the new T-Mobile, which let's just call it T-Mobile. It's weird to call it the new T-Mobile because after this deal goes through and we're like 5 years from now, it's not really going to be the new T-Mobile. It's just going to be T-Mobile. So let's just call it what it is. So with that, I mean, that's really one of the big benefits of all this is the race towards 5G. They will be able to launch 5G, get it out there quicker, because Sprint was already initially planning to release 5G in 2019, early 2019. And they've already begun releasing out MIMO, which is their system to help set up for 5G. So the MIMO rollout was going to be completed, or not completed, but basically in full effect by Q4 of this year. And then in Q1 or Q2, we would have seen Sprint's 5G. So now that T-Mobile and Sprint are together, it looks like that, basically the growth of 5G is going to be a lot more quicker, because both companies together they're going to have the capacity to roll that out. So that's a big benefit to all of you. So, the whole ordeal of haha, T-Mobile's better than Sprint, haha, this and that. Let's just bury all that trollish stuff down, and let's just recognize for what it is. It's a great opportunity for both companies to come together and be able to, one, expand our technology, because we are falling behind compared to other countries. And also, two, with John Legere as the CEO and what he's done for T-Mobile and his ideas and how he's forced change in the mobile tech industry, this is a great move for Sprint customers who have been with Sprint for a long time and don't feel the loyalty. You can bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be some moves in play. So all the Sprint customers right now that, I'm kind of laughing at, because they threaten all the time to cancel and go to T-Mobile, they're leaving to T-Mobile. You're leaving to go nowhere, because you're going right back to us. Yes, it's a nostalgic name. Sprint is a nostalgic name, and it has international recognition. And some people are, coming out the woodwork explaining how it's a sad day for Sprint because the name will die. It is going to be called T-Mobile, not T-Sprint, Sprint Mobile, or whatever else that people have come up with variations. Now, people are questioning about CDMA. What's going to happen with CDMA? Are they going to move everyone to GSM? Or what about the GSM people? Are they going to move them over to CDMA? Well, CDMA has better advantages over GSM in certain areas. However, GSM is widely used across the globe. So, what's going to happen to them? Well, I've always predicted that CDMA and GSM will be phased out. There will not be a divide in two different types of mobile tech systems being used here. especially now that we're rolling into 5G. Other things that people are having questions about is that, when are these things going to take place? Let me just say this. It still has to go through regulators, and the shareholders still have to agree to these changes. If both of those two sign off on it, the merger will then take time to be completed. Obviously, they're aiming for a 2019 merge and completion. So you're not going to wake up tomorrow, you being a Sprint customer, wake up and get a phone call from Sprint saying you are now T-Mobile. It doesn't work that way. And they're not going to go and start handing out devices to people and saying, well, you have to use this because it's T-Mobile, and that they're shutting down Sprint. Because they're not shutting down Sprint systems. They're not shutting down the network that Sprint has. Everything's being merged together, and eventually devices that are coming out in the future will be optimized and able to run on the network that T-Mobile has. So being able to use, band 41, and I forgot which one T-Mobile's is. I want to say band 12 or band 17. I may be wrong. But basically being able to use those two band signals along with, band 25, band 26, and, all the bands that T-Mobile holds as well. You're going to have devices that's going to be able to run on that. And there actually are some right now that do. Like Galaxy S7s on Sprint could be unlocked and brought over to T-Mobile. So, it's just a question of basically phasing out CDMA, phasing out all these divided systems, and, phones being able to connect with, all the bands that both Sprint and T-Mobile own. Big question for a lot of you guys I know that subscribe to my channel is that what the future holds for Boost Mobile, Metro PCS, Virgin Mobile, because these are MVNOs that's underneath Sprint. So now they are owned by, Deutsche Telekom, and they are owned by basically T-Mobile. Now, for all the fanboys out there, I just want to tell you guys, don't even do it. Like, you're wasting your time screaming and saying like, oh, well, because of my area, Metro PCS is better, Boost Mobile sucks. They're going to turn it into Metro PCS, and vice versa. You Boost Mobile fanboys, don't throw it out there and be like, well, Boost is better in my area, so they're going to make Metro PCS join Boost Mobile. It has nothing to do with the coverage in your area, okay? It has to do with what's smart for business. And obviously, they're going to consolidate all these businesses together. So that would actually be a great move, too, to actually, make it all one prepaid MVNO. But who knows? They may keep them as 3 different companies underneath it, just for the fact that you have Virgin Mobile with Inner Circle, and Inner Circle being catering to, iPhones. But you also have Boost Mobile, which has brand recognition and has been well known a long time to be one of the top prepaid companies out there. And Metro PCS, I've heard of Metro PCS before. I know that they were only limited to certain areas before T-Mobile bought them, and then basically now they're rolled out, across cities. But before, they only used to be in select markets. So really, it's, even though T-Mobile bought Sprint basically in that way that, they merged the companies together and T-Mobile is the dominant one, doesn't mean that Metro PCS is going to be the dominant one because it's T-Mobile owned, so they're going to convert Boost Mobile over to it. It could be different. They could look at Boost Mobile having more brand recognition and name that they may convert Metro PCS straight into Boost Mobile. You got to understand, they're going to do what's best for the company and obviously what's going to make money. And that, we'll just have to see what happens. In the meantime, it doesn't mean, okay, well, I'm just going to drop service of Boost Mobile and go straight to Metro PCS, or vice versa. If you're a Metro PCS, you don't need to drop service of Metro PCS and go to Boost Mobile. Those things will happen in time. First, they have to focus on the merger between both companies, get the regulators to approve it, get the shareholders to approve it, and then unify the companies together. Once the unification process starts between T-Mobile and Sprint, that's when we'll start getting more news as to the fate of Boost Mobile, Metro PCS, and Virgin Mobile. We have to let those things happen. Obviously, it's been a shocker to a lot of people because the deal went by pretty quick. It wasn't that long ago when it was announced that they were possibly going to start talking again. A few days after, they started talking again. And then right after that, they came to an agreement. And today, they announced the merger. So, with that, how do you guys feel that the competition has gone from 4 to 3? And do you guys feel that Verizon and AT&T have a lot to worry about now? You guys can leave your comments in the comment section of this video. Thanks for checking out this rant about it. for those people who've been following along with me with this. And yeah, as soon as I get word as to what's going to happen with Boost Mobile, for all you guys who subscribe to me for Boost Mobile content, I will let you guys know. And yeah, so until then, good night.